Hello, Masa speaking. Change your bad habit. The power of episodic memory. So why should I care? The world is changing faster than ever. Our parents have been quite predictable. They've been having stable lifestyle. They go to universities maybe, or go get a good job in a large company, and they have a marriage when you are in early 20s, like 25, and have a kid and happy ever after. In the retirement, everything is taken care of. The corporation give you a nice retirement plan. Like everything was rosy back then, but things have changed. Let's talk about job for a second. So back in 2019, last year, Bureau of Labor Statistics made a report about how often do people change jobs. In average, we all have 12 jobs in our lifetime. 12, so that's about, once every 5 years if you work for like 60 years, which is overestimation. So like those who are in 18 to 24, like young adults, they hold 5.7 jobs. And if you are 25 to 34, like me, we have 4.5 jobs in average. So, switching jobs became a new norm. Like you're supposed to change jobs. If you stay in one job for too long, there's something wrong with it. The reason you want to change the job, the reason people want to change the jobs are they're looking for higher pay, they look for better benefits and perks, it seeks out for career advancement, they want to change it to a less stressful job. So these navigation, nobody can tell you what jobs you should get. When you're a kid, it's very easy to tell you a life advice, which is just get a better mark at school, go to college or something. But after that, every 5 years you change a job and nobody's going to tell you what type of jobs are best for you. There's no one solid advice. And so you have to constantly manage and navigate your way in. So like the concept, before we had this concept of mentorship, you have this elder, maybe brothers, and you kind of follow their path, and that life would have been nice, but nobody's responsible for your own growth. You can only grow yourself out. So how can we change ourselves? So the key is into building a good habit by yourself, and it's all in your head. Here. The research here is University of California, Berkeley in 2002 about memory and temporal experience. So it says we have two types of memories. One is temporal. These are usually like words and concepts. Whatever they try to teach you at schools are usually this. So like math concepts, scientific findings, like historical concept, political events and news are like that too. So like freedom of speech or democracy, like those are conceptual figures. Those are important to know as well. Another type of memory here is called episodic. And these are events that took place in your real life, like actual life. So the key here is a time. The researchers here call it lived time. How we spend that time in events become crucial here. So this is our today's topic. So in this research, they picked up some patients who are suffering from amnesia, and they figured they cannot we all know they cannot remember their past, but they found they can't also forecast a future. It's due to the damage in episodic memories. For example, the researchers asked the patient, what are you going to do tomorrow? And she replied, I will go to shopping alone by a car, even though she's never been anywhere else, like even shopping after the disease. And she would not have been allowed to go anywhere by herself anyway under this medical condition. So, that's a heavy example, but in your real life, something casual. So say like you have a boyfriend, boyfriend says like I will run tomorrow for sure. Like I'll wake up early. But you said the same thing yesterday too, and you didn't run today. So you kept saying that every day, but you never do it actually. So what's happening here is your boyfriend is not remembering that repetitive pattern in his history. So his episodic memory is weak. That's why he keeps saying like tomorrow will be different, even though it's likely gonna be the same, right? So you end up doing the same thing over and over without remembering the past pattern. So this means also that if we are aware of our past and remember what we've been doing, it also helps us forecast ourselves to the future, and it can also bring a positive change, whatever you are willing to make as well. So how can we improve our episodic memories? So here's another study done by Carnegie Mellon back in 2007. So they found that photographies are actually good at, building a cue for our episodic memories. So you remember like when we look at photographies, you remember a lot more, like something that like you look back at birthday video from your 5-year-old and you see all these like faces and they're so happy and you kind of almost forgot about them. So like visual cues are very crucial. So like they found that people with photographies can describe a lot better about memories they are experiencing at the time verbally. So they figure out, they divide photos into 4 cues. So one is persons. For example, you see the relatives that come to your family reunion, or nephew is visiting you, or old friends you meet at the wedding. This is me including this, like give a dog too, like your best friend dog you walk with him all the time. It's a good memory to have. You can take pictures of your dog, which many people do, not surprisingly. Another is object. So these are something significant. So something like birthday cake, something special, maybe like a big coated white wedding cake even, or stained glass windows, or museum object if you go to those places, those fancy clothes in the shopping mall, or furniture in IKEA, or letters you get from your old friend. Those are objects that tie with memories. Place. So these are physical settings. So the facade of a visited store that you go to that you find nice, or dining room in your house, or a kitchen exhibit in the showroom. Or you go to like a vacation and you see these like different architecture happening. So like I went to Europe last summer, and the buildings there were like phenomenal, and I was taking the picture of church, every single church I come across, and there are like so many of them, like maybe 8 in the city, like small city, and like for the locals they're kind of normal, but for me it was like historical, old, and super fancy, so they can be a nice memory trigger. And that like tall ceiling, this is more like minor stuff, but if you live in your house and then you find the ceiling kind of interesting, so you might take a photo of those. Action, so it involves motion. So maybe you're driving back home, or you're driving to the vacation and you spend like 8 hours, maybe from Toronto to Montreal, for example. You spend a lot of time there, so it's a memory there. Playing the piano, of course. Maybe you take a picture of your fingers, maybe. So, or like clapping hands in church. So you take a photo of the hands, and it shows the memory, what's happening in that time. Rehearsing a play, like theater play, speech, making a speech. Maybe it's better with video, or maybe like you say like this, Lord, today is gonna be the best day ever. and like the voice and the facial expression shows in the photos as well. In general, like most people, like maybe you too, like choose people in action. People make sense. Like you can take selfies with your friends. Action is more memory driven. So yeah, whatever that's meaningful, it works. It works in triggering the memory and building up that episodic memories of your own. So what can you do in real life? Take lots of pictures. It's quite easy nowadays. Like it helps with memory association with your life. I'm talking about like ordinary lifestyle. So like, every time I take a dog walk, I take photos of like park or nature as well. You can use like journaling apps. There's one called like DayOne Journal, your journal for life, and it's free, of course, and lets you upload photos as a journal instead of like writing. So it's a lot easier, to be honest. Anyone can do it too, and stores time, exact time, and the location on the map. So it shows like those like dots in the Google Map ish looking image. So you can write a comment on the entry as well. You don't need to. Of course, you can like do it on your Facebook. Like there's like what do you call it? Check-in system. But they are usually reserved for like special occasion, right? Like, but we're talking about like ordinary lifestyle here, and you don't want to like constantly update your friends like 3 times a day or so. So these journaling apps will help. Like it's more personal to you too. You can do it manually too. Like you can set a reminder on Google or Apple calendars, like every like day or twice a day. Use the time when you want to change the lifestyle the most. For example, if you want to like start running by waking up early, then you want to take a photo at that time. Like the key here is like you don't need to take a photo only when you succeed. Like maybe like you wake up late, so you just take a photo of whatever you're seeing from your bed. You just maybe like ceiling, and it shows what you've been doing, right? It can be nighttime as well, of course. Google Photos is free. You can do that too. Like unlimited storage, so you can just keep taking photos. In general, like there are a lot of like tracking apps like that shows like visualization, nice graphs, etc. But photos are really like better at triggering like more emotional side of you, like what you were thinking about it. Like it makes that log a lot more real. And like we should reflect occasionally. Like we can scroll that journaling app or Google Photos. The nice thing about Google Photos is like it gives you a memory reminder like a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, so it feels like it's building up. You don't need to like frame it such that how you can improve it. Like we don't need to get stressed about it, but just logging it and recalling what happened builds up that episodic memory and like makes you a better predictor of your future action and better control our time. Yeah, that's what it says. So like we can feel like you have more like managing power of your own life by building up these memories, right? So thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit like or subscribe. I'm making videos about how to improve our lives from scientific findings, and don't forget to check out Kaffae extension. It boosts our memories and critical thinking and self-reflection from reading. It's free, of course. So see you next time. Bye.